remember being a little girl, trying to fit into this world, and just wanting to feel loved. But as my Middle Eastern culture taught me at a very young age, I would never be enough as a woman in a man's world. And no matter how scared, small, and alone I felt as a little girl, food was consistently the only thing that showed up for me as my friend. The more alone I felt, the more I ate, the bigger I got, and the more I was noticed, but only for ever being fat. At 12, I believed that if I lost the weight, I'd be desired by men, and surely Prince Charming would come and whisk me away. And so I began to exercise excessively and deny myself food, sometimes surviving off of a single boiled egg all day just to be loved. At age 19, when I found myself engaged to somebody just as abusive as my own father, I knew I had to leave Egypt. Now maybe you think that my being chased by my family to the Cairo airport and finally making it to Sydney, Australia is how I discovered my self-worth. But as it turned out, this is where I cried myself to sleep every night for 6 months. This is where I continued to starve myself every day, only to come home and put myself in another food coma and wake up the next day hating myself just to repeat it over and over again. At age 24, I dropped 30 kilos through self-denial. I'd even left the finance world to become a personal trainer. But behind closed doors, I was still struggling with binge eating. I woke up one morning after another food coma and I felt disgusting. I stood up, I looked at myself in the mirror with disgust and I said, "You're a fat, ugly bitch." It wasn't the first time that I'd said those words, but it was the first time that I'd heard them. It was the first time that I'd recognized that I'd run away from Egypt and my father only to become my own abuser. After breaking down in tears on the floor, I picked myself back up because I recognized for the first time that I was on the floor because that's where I thought I deserved to be. And I hugged myself and I said to the little girl inside, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I hurt you. I promise I see you now, and I'm here to help. Please forgive me." How could I possibly lose weight and let go of food as my only emotional crutch in life if I was going to perpetuate the emotional abuse that I'd run away from? This was the moment that I realized that my weight loss journey couldn't be one of self-punishment and abuse. It had to be one of learning to love myself in a way that I'd never been taught. And this is how I not only lost the 45 kilos, but have kept it off for over a decade, through pregnancies, through COVID lockdown, through separation, all to come out the other end and be crowned Australia's National Bikini Mama of 2021. So I want to ask you now, how would you love to permanently lose weight even if you've been on 101 fad diet before? More importantly, how would you like to do it all through healing and self-love?